Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. I'm Stephen Molesky. Today I'm doing something special. I'm doing a soft, smoky tutorial with my girl Tamani. Be sure to like, comment, and share, and if you haven't subscribed, do so now. So Tamani has really great skin. She's got combination skin, but I would like to start any makeup application with a serum, and this is the Cosmetic Surge. This is a hyaluronic acid booster, and what it does is it preps the skin, plumps the skin. It just really gets everyone's skin in premium condition, reduces any fine lines, and gets it ready for makeup. So next I'm going to hydrate around her eyes using the Silk Peony by Tatchka. This is a really lightweight eye moisturizer, and it's really great for prepping the eye where the concealer sometimes gets cakey. My tip is I like to apply it around the mouth also. This is just going to help reduce any of those fine lines that sometimes you get. Alright, next I moisturize. I'm going to use Tatchka's The Water Cream. I apply it all over the face. I really like this moisturizer because it's just nice and lightweight, and it is perfect for makeup because you don't want anything that's too heavy or greasy that'll affect the makeup. And be sure to apply it on the neck too. Alright, so I'm using Tatchka's The Liquid Silk Canvas. I'm applying it to the, basically I'm applying it everywhere on the face that I want the makeup to stay, but mainly I use primer, especially Tatchka's primer, to smooth out the skin and just to really give a nice finish to the makeup. This is a new primer that I've been trying. I usually use the solid form of the original Silk Canvas, but this one I find is a little bit easier to apply, and it goes on really beautifully, and it just makes the makeup really stay all day long. Alright, I'm going to use Nudestix Tinted Cover. I love this formula. It's one of my go-to sheer foundation formulas. It's just buildable, and it's beautiful, and it's got so many great ingredients that leaves the skin nice and glowing. Alright, then I'm going to use the Artis Oval 7. This is from the Elite Collection. I've used the Artis brushes before, but this is actually an updated one, and I really am loving the fibers and how they're blending the formula into the skin. Is just really quick and effortless, and I actually used more product than I needed to because this is blending it out and really giving that airbrush finish, and there's no streaking or hard lines, which is most important, and it's much quicker. So props to you, Artis. Alright, so then I'm going to use Synchro Skin Concealer by Shiseido. This is the shade Tan. I'm just using this to kind of correct any of the areas that I want. I'm kind of like also using it to build a little bit more coverage, and then I'm going to go back in and blend out with the Oval 7, and if you notice, it just quickly blends and melts out the formula, leaving no hard lines and just a flawless airbrush finish, which I have to say I'm very impressed with. And it's very, very quick and simple, much more simple than other means that I use, so I'm definitely going to be continuing this application. Alright, so now I'm going to use a little bit of the Jouer Essential Pen Concealer and placing down the sides of the nose. This is just going to add a little bit of depth. I'm going to add some also to the eyelid. And what's going to happen is whenever I blend all this out, it's just going to give a really natural dimension to the nose without looking too heavy or fake. Alright, then I'm going to use the Oval 3 from the Elite Collection from Artis. This is just going to blend that contour out super quick. The fibers melt the formula into the skin and give a really natural blend. Super quick, super efficient. I'm using this for the first time, but I'm definitely not using it for the last time because it saves me a lot of time and it's much more seamless than my traditional application, so I'm loving it. So then I'm going to use a Nudestix Magnetic Eye Pencil. This is the shade Chocolate. I'm basically drawing in the crease. I'm just defining the shape. Once I get the shape that I want, there's not being really specific, and then going in with a soft fluffy brush. This is a Sigma brush, and just blending out the hard lines. You don't really need to be specific, it just needs to be a nice soft smoke, just to enhance the eye shape. Alright, so I'm going to take the Urban Decay's 24/7 pencil. This is the shade Demolition. I'm going to line the eyes, and then I'm just going to create the shape I want. But I love these pencils because they're really blendable. So I'm going to take the Sigma E27, so the brush that I was just using, and I'm going to blend out that line until I get it nice and soft and smoky, and just create the shape I want. Alright, next I'm going to use my favorite pencil or eyeshadow pencil from Nude Sticks. It's Burnish. I'm just applying this to the lid. It's a beautiful bronzy pewter color. It's great on all skin tones, but I'm placing it on the lid. And then I'm going to go back in with the same brush I've been using, quick and simple, blending it out, and so that you get the desired effect that you want. I'm going to go back in later and really define the eye, so don't worry about it being too perfect. Alright, then I'm going to use a little bit of mascara. This is my favorite mascara by Benefit Cosmetic. It's BadGAL mascara, and it just really is a volumizing mascara. I don't use a lot of fake lashes, but especially on natural makeup looks, I just try to use a really good mascara, and this always does the trick. Whenever you're applying the mascara, really make sure you get the inside corner and lifting up in the direction that you want your lashes to go. So then I'm going to take the Jouer's Essential pen. This is the color Butterscotch, and I'm just basically going to paint in. This is like my light highlighting technique I like with these pens, especially because I can really draw in where I want to highlight the face and really define and enhance the shape. And what I'm doing is just placing where I want the highlight or the brightness in the face to be, and then blending out. Alright, so now I'm going to use one of my new favorite brushes also, is the Sigma Soft Blend 30. Soft Blend 30. So I'm going to go and blend out everything, and I like this brush particularly because I do want to feather out the shadow, and this gives me a lot of nice control. So I can really disperse that concealer that I'm using as more of a brightener, because it's it's got a lot of coverage, but it also is very sheer, so it's not heavy or cakey. And as you can see, it blends perfectly into the skin and just really gives a nice highlight and brightness to the face. And I just really love this technique for finishing out the look and giving dimension. Alright, now I'm going to use a little bit of the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate through the hollows of the cheek and across the forehead, and this is just going to give a little added dimension. I'm just going to make sure it's nice and blended out, and then make sure that it gives enough warmth so that it just really shapes the face. Now the most important step is really making sure everything is blended, because we've used contour and highlight and everything, and we want to merge everything together. So I'm going to use the Beauty Blender to perfectly blend it and make it look skin-like, so that there's no demarcation or any things too heavy or cakey, because I really want this to look like skin, even though that it's a full glam, but it's a soft glam because it's nice and blended. Alright, so now I want to add a little bit of a liquid illuminator. This is Becca's Topaz liquid illuminator, and I'm adding it to the high points of the face, the nose and the lip and the cheek. And what this is going to do, this is almost the same tone as her skin, so it's going to look really natural and give more of a glow, like a golden goddess glow, rather than that heavy illuminator or heavy made up look. It's just going to really give that look of beautiful glowy skin rather than totally made up. So I'm going to add a little bit of a peach blush. This is Charm Me from the Jouer Champagne and Macaroons palette, the Cheeky Crush palette. This peachy tone is just really great. Peach is a great undertone for anyone with a darker complexion. It just really gives a young, youthful flush to the cheek. Alright, and I'm going to use the Eyebrow Queen medium brown pencil and just combing the brow hairs up, and then going in and just filling in exactly where I need to fill in. I don't want to over sculpt the brow just because that would make the brows look way too severe, and she already has beautiful brows that I don't want for this look, for them to be too strong. So I just want to softly fill them in, just so they have a nice framing to the eye, nothing dramatic. Alright, so I'm using Patrick Ta's She's Bold, and I love this shade because it's just a really, like a brown red. It's beautiful on, to Monty's skin tone. I'm using it to enhance the lip, but I love his pencils because they literally stay super sharp so I can get that precise line. Because if you're like me, I hate whenever a pencil feathers, and this always gives me a sharp line. Alright, so I'm applying the new Illamasqua UltraMatter lipstick, and this is in shade Dusk. And I really love this formula. It's really creamy but yet matte, and the shades, there's a few different shades I have, but this this dust color is absolutely gorgeous, and I really like it because I'm not putting on a lot and it's staying true to color. And a lot of times whenever you do something with a sheer application, they can go ashy or dull, and this is just really stays vibrant and beautiful but matte and not looking dry. So I'm a really big fan of this lipstick. So I'm adding Hustle Liner by Urban Decay to the waterline, and this is just going to give a little bit of crispness to the eye, but more importantly it's going to give definition. I'm not using bottom mascara just because it's summer, and this is going to give that nice definition. And then I'm going to finish the look with Fenty What It Do. This is just going to finish everything off and make it seamless and last all day. So that is the final look, and I hope you guys enjoyed.